Alright, we're going to do just a part 2 today, because what I'm going to try and do is get this gearbox mounted up to the 2J. For those that, obviously first video possibly for you, this is just my budget build 2JZ GE, what I'm turbo swapping. So that's pretty much all you really need to know. So first off, this is not the way you're supposed to lift an engine. I completely agree with anyone that will say that. However, is it working? Yes. Is it lifting the engine up parallel? Yes. So it's working, because I'm missing the lifting hook here, so, and I don't have a like stabilizer bar to be able to balance the engine. So it works. I've got this unbolted. I just had 4 bolts in the back of this plate. So all I need to do now is just shim this out the way. So if we literally just do this. One of those wheels is a bit crinkly. Christ. Oh, not lose the dipstick. Alright. Let's go there. This tyre is just a random BMW tyre I got from one of my mate's garages. Just to be able to put the engine down on, because I need to rest this section here on the tyre so I can get the gearbox on. I could do this in the car, but I'm trying to do everything out to give myself a bit more space and just to know where everything's going to fit up in the engine, because there's I think coolant lines that run around the back of the engine. What are somewhere on these shelves? They're down here. That coolant line there, that tube, runs around the back of the engine, so I want to get the gearbox on so I can see where all the other stuff lines up. Realistically, for anyone doing these, when you have it at this point, you would probably change this seal out. The only reason I'm not going to is there is oil that is from where I took the actual old gearbox flywheel plate off, but I did not see this leaking. There is residue oil in here, what isn't from the seeping from where I took the flywheel off, but that is from I can't remember where it was now. I believe it was an oil leak on one of the, somewhere around here on the engine, because you can see it's here, but it actually wasn't from the gearbox side, because otherwise all of this would have been coated in dirt and oil. So let's get this on the floor and try and balance on the tyre. So I'm going to try and set you up somewhere and we'll get that done. All right. Just got you set on my tool trolley at the moment. Let's get this. Okay, that is, can't really get it any further back, but should be okay. This tyre is quite a big one. It's, Christ, 315/35 with a 21 diameter. So it is quite a big tyre, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, we'll just gently let this down. Okay. I think this tyre might be a little bit too big, because currently the front sump's barely on it, and where the bell housing bolts up to is kind of just inside the tyre. Next best way to get around around this issue would be, so I could gently support it with the crane, what I think I'm gonna have to do. So no, not like that, nearly dropped it. Go up, we're just going to try and push the engine a tiny bit further back to about there, I reckon. Then we're going to drop it down again, and we'll just leave it supported with the crane, but we're going to rest it on the tyre. Like that. Maybe a little bit too low, but... Oh. Whoops. Broke that. Didn't even mean to do that. Oh well. Okay, so that'll be how I leave it. Just resting really. Now as soon as the gearbox is on, I can lift it back up, move it forward and actually put it down properly. So what I'm going to go do is we're actually going to pick this up again and just scoot it further up because I need a bit more room. But I'll show you kind of how I have this currently resting. So obviously this tyre is a bit too big. Realistically, I think you'd want like an 18, maybe even a 16. But the front sump pan's just resting on the inner steel lip. And then the actual bell housing bit where it bolts up to the bell housing is hanging out so I can actually get to it. Because the adapter plate for that gearbox, that one, I need to be able to get to all of this. And then I also need to find the drill bit because the starter motor, I believe I have to drill the threaded holes out for the starter motor. But we'll have a look at the kit. I'll get that out here in a second. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly cut, move the engine, go get the boxes out, and we'll go through everything. Alright, so what we've done, obviously just shifted that forward. I've got changed into just some easier to mess up clothing. And this here is the gearbox adapter. So this is from PMC Motorsport. It is for the GS653 DZ or BZ, because you can see there. And then, so this was an entire kit. I believe I brought it from Speeding Parts. I believe that's what they're called. So it comes with the actual single mass flywheel, with a million and one different parts for it tucked in here, the adapter plate, the clutch, and I believe it comes with the actual clutch fork as well, and a few other bits, because I believe you have to, there's like a whole bunch of stuff you have to sort out. So what we're going to do to start with is figure out what washer it's after, because when this bolts on to the crank on the engine, it doesn't bolt straight up to the crank because there's no flywheel on it. Well, there is, it's a flywheel, but there's no sprocket for the actual starter. So you have to reuse the automatic starter. But then one of these washers here, you have to reuse. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start off with getting this adapter plate on the gearbox. So I'm going to pull up the manual because I believe they're on their website, just so we can actually get everything done properly. And then we'll get this on, and then I'll show you a bit more in depth this and what spacer it wants and how this goes on. But yeah, so give me 2 seconds. All right, I've gone ahead and printed off these 3 pages from the PMC website. It's kind of cut it a little bit, but it still has all the torque specs and the bolt numbers and everything else. So what we'll do is let's start off with this sheet here, this adapter. So let's go set up outside, grab the key. Okay, let's grab that. So I've got to make a little spot in here for me to put stuff on. Problem is I don't have much room to work with. So let's move that out of the way, and that. I'll just put all the bits on this box here. Okay, that there, and what we want is the adapter and this bolt bag here. Because I believe all the hardware for that is going to be in here. So we'll open that up in a minute and we'll double check, but I'm going to assume that all the hardware for that's in that box. So grab the bolts, grab the adapter, let's go. So this should fit to this gearbox and it should fit to here as well. So let's have a quick look. So that I'm going to assume is starter motor. What way does this go? Yeah, so that little indent is for the starter motor there, and it goes, so if that's for starter motor like that, yeah, so it sits this way, a little bit off to the side from the looks, and it goes. Does it have any dowel spots for the dowels? Yes, okay. So that dowel on there slid in. Are there any other dowel points? Yes, but the engine's still too far. God damn it. Okay, we'll just lift the engine up on the crane and we'll work with it like that. We're also going to grab just a cloth and we're going to clean off these dowel pins just so I can get that adapter plate to sit nicely. And yes, this is extraordinarily dirty. I just don't really have a good way to clean it without it taking hours. So it's not getting a deep clean. Okay, let's just lift this engine up. It is also quite brisk in here because obviously we're open to the wet elements. It's 2nd January, so it's nice and cold in Britain, as always. So, I need to find somewhere I can put the phone where you can get a decent view of what I'm doing. Because I don't know where my tripod's gone. Okay, that's... I need to find my tripod, to be honest. Make my life easier. Job. We'll just find a spot for you for now, and then I'll deal with that another video. Jesus Christ, it's such a mess in here. Let's see if I can't stick you up here. If you can get a decent view of what I'm doing. Kind of. Not really. Okay, we'll just do it one-handed. We'll do it this way. All right, so obviously this is where the starter motor goes on the 2J. You've got 2 dowel pins there and there to locate this plate. So the PMC logo faces out, and then that dowel pin I'm going to get in line with this hole right there. We'll just slide it on like that, and then we've just got to get this one in. So let's just, there we go. Just turned it, slid it in. So that's how that is going to sit, allowing the starter motor to come through here. So now what I need to do is find all of these bolts in here and get this bolted up. Okay, so we'll start off with these larger recessed ones, I guess. 3, 4, 4. So okay, so I'm assuming there's 3, 4, 5 longer ones. Yep. And what's the other one? 3. No, okay. Okay, they're different thread sizes. So what I need to find is there's 5 M12 in here. Let's grab. See, it would be helpful if I had my verniers down here as well, but we'll use a rule, make my life easy. If I need to double check, but it should be all right. So let's go ahead, grab all these hex bolts out from this pack. So that's one of the smaller ones. That's a M10. They're the M12. Quite visually easy to see. Okay, so there's the 2 M10s. 2 M10. Yep. And then the M12. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're just going to get all of that threaded in by hand to begin with. So these 2 smaller ones are denoted as number 3. So the 2 bottom ones are these smaller ones. So this goes in here. If I can get it in one-handed. Yep, there we go. Doesn't have any washers, I don't think, from the looks of it. No, it just goes in as so. It's a bit annoying because I would prefer to have a washer on it, but can't win them all. Now, the other issue, what might come into effect, and I might not be able to finish this today, is I don't actually have any chrome sockets. I'll see if my other toolbox has, but if this cannot fit a impact socket in there, I'm kind of screwed. So M10 will be 14 or 16. I think it'll be 16, so we'll try that one first. Oh, it's fucking. Right. Okay, I was going to be too big. But yeah, it's too big in there, but it's the right size. So unless I have an 18mm socket in chrome, what I probably don't know my luck, or it's in a walled one, what I also don't have. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'll just pull it on there. I'll have to see if I have an 18mm socket around. Because the front sockets I did have, I pulled them up, so whoops, I can't help it. So I'll get all these in my hand as far as I can, and I'll see if I can find one. So I'll go ahead and put all these bolts in, and I'll show you where we're at. Okay, so I've got those ones in, and I'll take those out for the minutes, drop them. I managed to find the sockets there, but they're 12 point, sorry, but so it's just those bolts there, and then this one singular bolt here, and that is all you need for the plate, except from the starter motor. There was a bolt up here which goes to the plate, and then the bolt on the bottom, I believe you have to drill out, and then they have a thread insert here, what you just have to twist in, and as soon as it's in, it's sort of set up, you're good, and then you can thread the start motor on. So I'll do that, but first I'm going to torque these bolts down. So just by looking, so we've got 4 and 3. So we'll start 46 Newton meters, I believe this is set to. But I'll double check the torque figure because it's cut the top of the page off. Grab the torque wrench and we'll torque those up. All right, so we've got the torque wrench. All we need to do is set the Newton meters, and then we'll torque just these 2 bottom ones, and then we'll go ahead and do these ones and those ones. So we need 46 for the 2 on the bottom. Once again, I have nowhere to put my phone. Let's just stick you over here, hopefully, without my phone falling. Okay. Newton meters. So that's 40, 44, 46. Right. Okay, so that's those 2 bottom ones done. This collar's pissing me off. So now we're going to do the M12s on the top, which is 80 Newton meters. there. That's 80. Start with these two on the top. So that's those, all the ones on this side torqued. That one bolt here is 46 Newton meters. So quickly grab. All right, so a little bit of time's passed. That's on. That's just resting. It's there's the shinier washer, 4.5mm thick, in between this and the crank. I was going to go ahead and put the starter motor bit in, but I ended up having an issue with that and the insert stripped out. So I'm gonna do it properly instead of the way they've done it, because it just doesn't want to work on this for some reason. So I'm going to order a tap, the drill for it and the insert, and tap it properly and put the insert in with thread locker, and that'll be fine. So I've currently just sort of ignored that. I've charged my phone up for a minute. It's now dark, so I've just got that on. So we're going to go ahead and start getting this on. So I put the spacer and the ring gear on. So now it's saying I need that little, well, I don't even know what to call it, sleeve, special sleeve as they call it. And that is here. And they say it needs to go in here. So I'll clean that out. I also ran out of brake cleaner, so I'm currently a bit fucked. Because obviously I would want to use brake cleaner on the, oh, that's a bit of dirt on that, flywheel and the clutch, but I should have some laying around to make do. I don't even have a rubber mallet laying around because I broke it. God damn it. Oh, what I do have is one of my old radiator mounts. What's poly and a normal hammer, so I'll just tap that on now. Gearbox has been moved around a bit just so I could see what I was doing. Once again, I do not know where to put you. Let's grab a hammer and then I'll set you down. All right. And yes, this is really, really dirty, but I'm not using that side, so it doesn't really matter. Let's set you back up over here again. Should be able to see what I'm doing. Not from the perfect angle, but it will have to do because I do not have my tripod. All right. So we're just going to tap this in. How deep does it want to go onto it? I'm assuming all the way. Okay. You get to see me bend over in front. Okay, I think that is all the way. Out the way. Clean off. Okay, and now, so now that's on, we need to get this onto it. I think that's all I need to do. Yeah, so that now needs to go on there. I'm hoping it balances itself into it. Eek, might not. It's a lot of weight. Ah, it does, kind of. Okay. And then I just need to line up these holes with the inside plate. But that's what it kind of looks like. the ring gear's back there, the actual flywheel's way out to meet with the actual spline on the gearbox. So let's get these bolts and get this put in. Okay, I'm assuming it wants thread locker, so I'll grab that, but I'm gonna put one bolt in just so it doesn't fall, because I can't be asked to take it back out. Assuming it's these ones. Yes, okay. Put one bolt in. We've got to line it up. So what we're going to do is just turn it till we're lined up there. I'm just going to put this one bolt in there. Oh, just got to jiggle it to get it lined up properly. There we go. So now that's just resting in there like that. It's not even threading in. That's definitely not concerning. Come on. There we go. Because it was just out of alignment with the thread. There we go. So now that's in. Let's go grab some thread locker, and then I'll thread lock, and then we'll be back. Alright, so we've got clean cloth. Now we're literally just going to clean down the mating surface for the clutch and get it on there. Well, not get it on there straight away, but just get it clean and have it rubbed down. Like that, that'll be fine. Okay, so now that's clean. I'm not even going to rub it because I'll probably end up getting like fuzz from that on there. We'll need the clutch, so I'm going to grab that and we'll get that on